Hey everyone, it's Lee Walker. I am here with Hall of Famer Double J Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, how you doing today?
Good, man, Lee. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Beautiful here in Albany.
Yeah,
right?
nice and warm today.
Where are we at? Rensselaer?
I'm like 3 hours away, so I don't know myself. I'm going to say Rensselaer, maybe?
That's it. We're good. All good.
All right. You're a third-generation superstar. Do you hope to see that trend continue in the business? And do you think that the younger and the newer generations of fans will respect that heritage in wrestling?
You know what? I don't know if you're specifically talking about my kids, but
just in general, like the new fans and...
well, you know... when I broke in, a lot of people said it's the best thing that ever happened to you because it helps you get in the business, but also can be the worst thing because there's already a standard set. But I do think it's not just completely secluded to the wrestling business. Bankers' kids become bankers. And, you know, it's sort of what you follow in the family's footsteps. But wrestling is so unique, and it really is a unique form of, you know, it's obviously not true sport, and it's a form of entertainment. But you sort of got to know the ins and outs. And I'm very thankful and grateful that the lessons that I learned from my grandmother, gosh, years and years ago, and my father and other family members that I've carried with me because there's nothing quite like the best teacher in the world, and that's experience.
Yeah. Awesome. So you're a former 6-time WWF Intercontinental Champion during your run 95-96. The title flipped hands briefly with you, Razor. You had a little feud with Bob Holly. You lost it to HBK at In Your House 2, the pay-per-view there. You know, with Hall and Michaels and Diesel and the Kid being all part of the clique, was there any like sort of backstage politics that, you know, might have affected your push?
Oh, God.
The title.
I rode with those guys every day. I was sort of, I guess the clique got named in, what would that have been, 97, I think, maybe 96, the clique got named. But, you know, 93, 94, 95, you know, me and Kevin Nash specifically, we went to Germany and the UK and Israel 6 or 7 times in 1994. Me and Sean knew each other in Tennessee in the Territories days. So, and then Scott, obviously I worked with him. We used to joke, we saw each other more than we saw our own families. So, no, those guys, at the end of the day, Kevin always says it best. It didn't show this business, didn't show friends, it showed business.
Your country gimmick with the whole lip syncing with the
gimmick.
All right, not a gimmick, it was real. All right. So who came up with you doing that?
It's obviously a collaboration, but you know, at the end of the day, nothing really gets started or nothing is stopped unless Vince McMahon says so. You got to tip your hat to that guy. He had a vision. We collaborated. A big group of us. That video that was done with My Baby Tonight was so well done. David Zahadi did that, produced and directed, and obviously Jim Johnston wrote the song and Road Dogg sang it.
Yep.
Well, he says he did. I'm not sure if that's actually true. But no.
You proved it at the Hall of Fame that you could sing it.
Exactly. I can sing it, it's not good. And Brian too. But no, it was a lot of fun. But that was a fun time in my career, and you know, still to this day, people talk about that.
Yeah. You had a couple of runs in WCW. You got to run with the Four Horsemen. You got to be part of the NWO. Became a world champion. Held the U.S. title there. Did you enjoy those runs, being in, with those two factions?
I did. At WCW, the only thing you could really have any sense of control was what you could do in the ring, and whether it was the Four Horsemen or like you said, the world title runs, the U.S. title runs, NWO, and all that kind of stuff. I did enjoy my time there. Was it all perfect? Absolutely not. But it never is in any promotion. It's just the nature of the beast.
So your second run in the WWF, you came in with the kind of like an NWA Invasion angle. How much fun was that for you? Like kind of like doing like an interpromotional thing, you know?
You know, it never got. I mean, it's no secret. It never really got its traction. I understood the concept, but at the end of the day, that was, if not at the peak, it was certainly getting close to the peak. No, it was the beginning of the peak of the Attitude Era. The NWA, obviously, which has always been near and dear to my family, going back, literally to the day one in the business with my grandmother. But the NWA and the Attitude Era never mixed, and it's very obvious why.
Yeah. All right. So I was in middle school when you were teaming up with Owen Hart, and
I'm not a nugget.
Yep.
I'm not a nugget.
I hands down, whether Owen flipped, went from heel to face to heel, I was always a fan. What was it like to, be able to be a tag team partner, win gold with him, but not only that, call him a friend?
I've said it at the Hall of Fame. I've said it multiple times. Not just in this business, but in life, very few times do you run across a guy that had the integrity that Owen had, and just a great human being. And obviously we both grew up in the business. Our dads were both promoters, and everything that goes with that. So me and him hit it off, and it's one of those things that we didn't have to think too much about our matches because we both just knew how to work a tag match and everything that went with it. So we got to talk about everything but wrestling, and I cherish those times.
Awesome. So, speaking of being part of the NWO, we have Pro WrestleFest March 2nd at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. You're going to be there, part of the largest NWO reunion. Are you excited for that?
I am. Just the other day down in, I did a pretty long-form interview down in Mexico. I could go down to AAA, and he was talking about, what the guy say, from the Four Horsemen to the NWO to the Bullet Club, and there's a faction down in Mexico called MAD. Do I have a favorite? And it's so, every faction, so to speak, was so different. But all of them were a lot of fun. But when I heard the talent list, and I was one of the first ones that contacted for the NWA reunion, when I've heard the names, it's going to be a special night because it's never been done.
Yeah.
If you're a wrestling fan, especially of the 90s, because the NWO helped define that era so much, as much more than any one character or cast of characters. So if you're a fan of that era, you definitely want to be there.
Yep, and I am. I'm going to be there. Who came up with the slap nuts catchphrase?
That's my grandmother used to call people slappies, and that's somebody who knows more and more about less and less every day. And so just sort of give it a little more character and put nuts on the end of it. So slap nuts, and off it ran.
Well, it's one of my favorites. So from new promotion to TNA to Global Force Wrestling, what's it like for you to have helped hone their craft and seeing guys like AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, and others excel in NXT and WWE?
A lot of fun, when I just sit here and think about the names you just said. It's I couldn't be happier for all those guys. AJ, what a run he's in the middle of. And, my kids knew AJ when they were just babies, and now they're up, middle school, high school, and they see AJ on the cover of a video game.
Yeah.
And that's it's fun for us to talk about, remember when, and we're just very happy for AJ.
Yeah. So what was going through your head, last question, when you got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh man, very grateful. I've said that on many of interviews that when I got the call all the way up to April 6th, just very humble, grateful, and just never thought I was shocked. Never thought I'd see it coming, but I'm glad it did, and what a year it's been. All sort of generated by the Hall of Fame.
Awesome. Well, guys, that's it for us. Jeff, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Thank you. Have a good one.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you hit subscribe so you can get all our content here at Perched on the Top Rope. And fans, remember, spoiler free's the way to be. I'm out.